to you by
youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I am Rhoda Ngonzi, on sign language Elizabeth Nakakuni, who will be joining us in a bit. Let's dig into it. President Yoweri Museveni has ordered an investigation into Greater Mpigi District's local government officials over allegations of asking of bribery. Also to be investigated are the agricultural extension workers for failure to attend to the needs of farmers. The president's order follows concerns raised by journalists from Greater Mpigi District of Mpigi, Gomba and Butambala on parish development model.
Let him go and investigate. Because he's saying that they don't attend to people's issues. They say, when somebody comes, you go to the shop. So that I want to have to know bakambwarira bave bagala kola batuvire bagende tunonya abalala. Now, selling jobs. What you do, PPS, you inform Brigadier Isoke, or Nareso can do it. Mine as an Nareso. Excited Chamanya, Chirabi, Mirabakurabi. Exaggeration kina moko techo Chiropia ababi kati Brigadier Isoke akwatagana naye abatunde emirimo mpije emirimo ya kugula. They can check retrospectively, show us people who applied, the total of the jobs for districts is Gavidwa. Show us who applied and why you selected this. Show us the record. They can. They may try to deceive, but then through networking, by asking the public, President Anonyereza afunya amawulire nti waliwo okutunda emirimu wano bana aba district tubasabye abasaba, because we need to know abasaba n'abaweebwa kulwaki bano bona basaba bano baweebwa ate bali ebisaanyizo okubasinga. It will be easy, you can check. Now the only kakodo they can try to do is not to reveal Bonabasaba.
Also, President Yoweri Museveni has addressed Greater Mpigi regional leaders as part of his area wealth creation tour this Tuesday. At a meeting convened in Butambala district, the president has reawakened area leaders and challenged them to always share correct information to the masses in regards to wealth creation programs.
President Yoweri Museveni has on Tuesday afternoon addressed Greater Mpigi regional leaders. The meeting, convened at Gombe Secondary School in Butambala district, was graced by leaders from Butambala, Mpigi and Gomba.
When you sent us here, the people of Greater Mpigi have been extremely warm to us and receptive to your message of wealth creation.
As
we welcome you, His Excellency, today. Allow me humbly present a few concerns and requests from our village.
Besides local leaders, members of the cabinet have accompanied the president as continues to popularize wealth creation initiatives.
We as leaders, we need to ensure that we mobilize our people towards these messages of wealth creation so that they intensify to make sure that people try to do something in their homesteads.
That they should work very diligently within their homesteads so that they can be able to generate income.
To some ministers, these engagements have helped them to benchmark and record feedback.
It has enabled me to understand better what is happening on the ground in my sector. Of course, quite a number of challenges have come up, and I'll be going back with quite good work.
The leaders were indicted by Alhaji Moses Chigongo and Rhoda Ngonzi on behalf of the NRM party.
Ebyenjigiriza nti olwa UPE abaana basomye ate bwe basoma amakane gabeera nga ga basomyeko.
On his own behalf, the chief convener, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, addressed the delegates.
This is the challenge I want you to do in all your parishes. Go parish by parish.
Kati kwe kuno okusomooza kwatu waffe nanga abakulembeze.
So please, don't just be general, be specific. How many homes are getting out of poverty?
To the leaders, President Museveni reiterates that through peace, unity and development and wealth creation, communities can go far.
Tewaliwo kubuusabuusa nti NRM ekoze kinene okuleeta eddembe mu Uganda. Ate n'enkulaakulana eriwo kati bwe matambulira mu nnyonyi tosobola kwawula Kampala ne Seeta ne Bweyogerere n'Empigi byonna biringa tawuni emu kati. Naye
according to the president, a health community assisted by an improved health system is a key driver to wealth creation.
Nze kati n'emyaka 8. I'm now 80 years old. I have been here with you from the bush. I've been here with you now almost 40 years. Mwali muddeko nti Museveni ali mu ddwaliro. Nti Museveni mulwadde amagulu agawanise waggulu ali ku kitanda. Ebireeta obulwadde ebisinga tusobola kubyewala.
The president, however, discouraged the continued land fragmentation of land in Greater Mpigi areas.
Now, once we ensure that everybody has moved out of poverty, then the next challenge you will get is obusika, is inheritance. How are the children going to share?
Kati abaana engabano ebeera etya?
The European countries long ago discovered a good way of sharing without fragmenting. You can do it with shares, emigabo, not physical division.
Although many successes have been registered in the farming sector, Museveni notes that it is high time Ugandans adopt irrigation.
All these we are doing are without irrigation. This is what we need to add on. The people of coffee,
abantu b'emmwanyi,
the people of bananas,
ab'ebitooke,
all other crops, we need to add irrigation.
The NRM party has commenced the nomination process for the Member of Parliament and District Council seats. Prominent leaders, including the Prime Minister Rhoda Ngonzi, Deputy Speaker of Parliament Thomas Tayebwa, Third Deputy Prime Minister Moses Ali, were among the first to be nominated.
The NRM party has started the nomination exercise for Member of Parliament and District Council. The Prime Minister Rhoda Ngonzi, Deputy Speaker of Parliament Thomas Tayebwa, Deputy Prime Minister Moses Ali, Minister for Internal Affairs Kaindo Tafire, and other NRM bigwigs have been nominated.
Naye abantu beka kumiro njagala obbasiima njagala okusiima wekitiibwa president namwe bannamawulire n'abantu bonna mu Uganda obuwagizi bwe mumpadde okuviira ddala lwe najja mu 2011 n'okutuuka olwaleero.
Well, I have my friends whom I'm going to be competing with, and we are going to be having an exciting race because it's always exciting when you exchange ideas and you see what others are bringing. Maybe we run from each other.
I pledge to the people that through the NRM manifesto, in the next term, even those 2 sub-counties will get schools.
After the nomination, they told UBC that the exercise was smooth. These are prominent figures in the NRM party who have targets set to fulfill once entrusted with the party flag.
That's the purpose of unity, because if the focus is your people, if the focus is your area to develop it, then as a team, it becomes very, very easy for you if you work together. But the moment you don't work together, then you start putting into sides that are not helpful for the local people.
And we are working on the Metoma Rukunjiri Road. Now these are projects I want to complete because they are not going to be completed this Sanja.
Can transcend their issues to the higher platforms. I need the platform, the woman member of parliament, so that I can be able to air the issues of Sironko to people who actually have the ability to change their issues.
First of all, I've been the minister for Kampala, and I've been in Kampala Central for a long time. I know I'm going to serve my people. I'm going to serve the community. I know Kampala because I've been in Kampala for a long time.
Avoiding violence in elections and abide to the party's principles were emphasized by the NRM members to avoid disunity among party members.
That they have been suffering for a long time with poor road networks, poor schools, inadequate hospital equipment, and now that I come, I want to focus on improving the education system.
My agents are being intimidated. Even this morning we've received a complaint where one of the NRM publicity secretary of Kochigoma Town Council was beaten. So we've received a lot of threats of the unity of Uganda. I believe in the unity of the country, and Lamour especially now is in chaos. There's extreme poverty. However, I'm not just going to work for Lamour as an MP.
The aspirants hailed the Electoral Commission for the process.
My supporters, that please let us stay calm. I know there has been a lot of propaganda going on that Edwin is not educated, doesn't have academic papers, but now today I've proven to them that I have the papers.
One sub-county is fully industrialized, another one is not. So this time I want total industrialization of Mukono North to create jobs for those who went to school and those who didn't.
Chona ndenda kugira ngo Rwanda tugihindure insurance. Mwene binyerekerire gukora no gukora ahabyamagara agara kwatagana n'abacyara.
With value addition, they will not reach fruition, because when people produce and they can't add value, they still remain in that sack of peasantry.
NRM Electoral Commission head Tanga urged participants to maintain integrity. This process will go on all this week, and aspirants urged to strengthen the support of NRM to the grassroots. Lydia Chomkama and Joseph Muyingo, UBC News.
And the newly upcoming aspirants have applauded the National Resistance Movement NRM Party Electoral Commission for a smooth and transparent nomination process, noting that it reflects the party's commitment to democratic principles and internal organization.
Aspirants had already filled a lot leading to NRM offices ready to be nominated after picking their nomination forms 2 weeks prior. This marks a significant milestone in the party's roadmap towards the upcoming elections. The NRM Electoral Commission officially commenced the nomination exercise. Speaking with new aspirants, many shared their experiences throughout the process.
Gateway to go and really lobby for our people, most especially on social, economic transformation. And really I'm looking at 2 things, what we call the mindset change and skilling of my people.
It's been a hectic exercise that has really taken much of our time, but above all I thank God.
Our first milestone in liberating and reclaiming Kasanda district.
If we are to depend on government alone, we ourselves also, we must have a very positive mindset.
Many of the aspirants are proud of the NRM Electoral Commission.
It's a sign of the continuation of the service delivery in my constituency.
More to ensure that these women come out of poverty and their homes become stable.
I thank God that I've been doing the interview diligently with all due fairness.
Some aspirants were concerned about the high nomination fees that could discourage capable leaders from contesting various positions.
That will be measured whether I'm worthy being an MP or it was just a joke.
Today's girl and boy is tomorrow's leader. So I have come up as a woman because most of our women are being left out.
So we are expecting to look for ways on how we can tackle the challenge of unemployment that is affecting almost everyone in the country.
Aspirants also called upon their fellow contendants to maintain peace during the primaries and uphold the party's image.
Those people don't tarnish the name of the party. I request you to go and make sure at least you work hand in hand with the people and don't use bad languages, because at the end of the day we need our party, at the end of the day we need our district.
To watch out what they say, to take a responsibility, not incite violence, and to ensure that their people, their supporters are well coordinated and do not fight.
Officials should provide us with a free and fair election, a flat ground for the people to elect leaders of their choice.
People now, they know who is speaking the truth, they know the person who is practical.
Because there are so many things which I had put in the government programs which have never been fulfilled, and the person who replaced me up to now has failed completely.
Suzanne Nabugudde, Aisha Musanya.
Government plans to grow the economy by tenfold in a period of 15 years if the 2025-26 national budget. Now, during a high-level dialogue on budget to business organized by CS Bank, it was noted that government has good intentions on economic development, but fiscal indiscipline is a major bottleneck.
At the invitation of the civil society budget advocacy group CSBAG, stakeholders have held a dialogue to analyze fiscal reforms that can unlock trade and investment opportunities in Uganda.
There's something that we need to do as a country, that is we need to have a country branding. To develop and implement a country branding strategy to promote Uganda's image and reputation abroad. They are our friends, our traders that trade there, that at times take produce. But the produce is in a sack, and in some cases, and I've seen this personally, in that sack there is cassava. Yes, cassava will have space in Lulu supermarket, in Dubai, but the cassava has soil, isn't it? You've exported both cassava and the soil, and the packaging is not good, so it's not attractive. Now that affects the branding of Uganda. So we need to work on such imperatives to make sure that we present a good image and that what we take to the market is also presentable.
But on government's plan of growing the economy from $50 billion to $500 billion in the next 15 years, economists have advised a deliberate investment in commercial diplomacy.
We are struggling in terms of our presence in the international market. We have very few embassies. You have an embassy that is in charge of like 10 countries. You know, it tells you our embassy in Washington, whereby we are in charge of the whole of the United States, including South America. In fact, it is my wish that we should be replacing a number of staff from our embassies, just specifically that we can have commercial attaches in our departments.
Now, what does this involve? This involves a number of aspects. These aspects, among them, is to ensure that we as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs can do as many joint permanent commissions as possible.
The Civil Society Budget Advocacy Group has launched a Business Linkages and Investment Connections program, BLINK, to lessen the cost of doing business in Uganda.
We very well know that 80% of this economy is going to be run by the private sector, and as such, we believe that the ordinary person who is going to sell tomatoes, who is going to sell beans at the household, if not well connected and protected, he's going to lose out completely. Therefore, we will be pushing government to invest in securing markets for ordinary farmers and business people. And that's why under this flagship, we will heavily invest time and resources to advocate for expanding our economic diplomacy program at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Also, in the 2025-26 budget, government targets increasing exports from 12% to 50% of GDP by 2040, a dream that experts say is within reach if only the country ensured fiscal discipline and improved budget execution.
Meanwhile, Uganda and Japan are set to have the inaugural Uganda-Japan Trade and Investment Forum in Osaka later this week. UBC's Arnold Makwadulo is in Osaka, Japan, and now reports on the preparations and significance of this landmark event.
The inaugural Uganda and Japan Trade and Investment Forum is now set for June 19th at the Ritz-Carlton here in Osaka, marking a historic milestone in bilateral relations. This event will bring together Ugandan and Japanese government officials, business leaders and investors to explore new opportunities of trade and investment. The forum's agenda is focused on boosting Uganda's export capacity and attracting Japanese investment with a keen awareness of the current imbalance in trade flows, highlighted by the stark difference between Uganda's imports from Japan, which amount to $450 million in 2024, and its exports to Japan, amounting to $21.6 million in the same year. Addressing the imbalance of payments will be a central theme, as both sides recognize the need to narrow this trade deficit and foster sustainable partnerships. The Ugandan delegation will also leverage their participation in the Expo 2025 Osaka Kansai to showcase Ugandan products and opportunities to a global audience, aiming to increase export revenues and strengthen Uganda's position as a strategic partner in East Africa. Reporting for UBC News, Wadulo Arnold Mark in Umeda, Osaka, Japan.
And statistics by Mulago Hospital's Pediatric Department show that a sizable number of children in Uganda that experience malnutrition is due to parental negligence and ignorance on basic feeding diets. The country's treatment facilities for malnourished minors lack funding and infrastructure to give necessary care.
Growing Hope Ministries, an international Ugandan-based NGO, has renovated a block at Mulago Hospital's Mwanamujimu Pediatric Unit, which hosts about 100 infant patients every month with their caregivers.
Those infants, 0 to 6 months, were in special need of a safe place to heal from. That They're currently mixed in with the older children in the ward, and they're catching viruses and picking things. And this would be a beautiful place where they could heal from, but at the start it wasn't beautiful. And so she asked us, she requested, would we consider renovating it? And we've had the great pleasure of doing that.
The latest renovation has been reinforced with appropriate floor, wall and roof establishments for treatment rooms and wards, toilet refurbishments and general beautification.
You know, as a resource-limited country, we usually don't get enough share from their government's budgets. So we get resources which cannot be, they don't last because the number of patients is high. We have very many malnourished children. Then when they come sick, they may need some medications which are not provided in the public system, or, like I have said, we run short because of the numbers. So such an organization comes in to increase their stock, like they buy medicine for their patients.
Beyond medical intervention, care given to malnourished infant patients also requires such psychosocial infrastructure reinforcements to ensure effective treatment of the affected minors.
It brings healing. Somebody who is hurting, if you're in a clean, well-lit, colorful environment, mentally you feel good, also physically you improve. And it enables also the health workers to work in a better environment, so dedicated to make sure that the output is okay, to reduce mortality. So it has been very impactful.
Growing Hope has been posted at this unit since 2018, but is also established in Acute Ward, Jerif Ward and Stanfield Ward, all at Mulago Hospital, to enhance the government pediatric health facilities, improve patient care and reduce child mortality.
Now, Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development has appealed for deliberate funding towards childcare and protection. The call was made during the National Day celebrations for the African child in Kamwenge district.
Wake up!
The Day of the African Child dates back to 16th June 1976, when the Soweto children in South Africa marched protesting the poor quality education and also demanding to be taught in their languages. During the protest, many were killed.
The National Day celebrations for the Africa Child Day Uganda Chapter 2025 has been held here at Shabenda Primary School in Kahunje, Kamwenge district. Held under the theme, Planning and Budgeting for Child Protection in Uganda, Progress since 2010, has also given a strong call for action for a deliberate investment in child protection.
The theme is anchored in Article 1 of the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, which obliges state parties to take all necessary measures, including financial ones, or funding, to give full effect to children's rights.
The Minister for Gender, Betty Among, in a speech read for her by Chajagwa District Woman MP Flavia Kabahenda, raised concerns about the rising cases of child rights violations.
This year's theme underscores the urgency of government and all stakeholders to invest intentionally, sustainably and equitably in childcare and protection. These are not optional extras. It's not an either-or, but they are imperatives and foundational to the national development. Parents, we are just sitting with people who are not children anymore. They have long been abused and defiled and done very grave harm onto, and we can no longer call them children. We have lost it. It's time for us to wake up. Each one of us in your home, have time with that child. Have a keen eye on the way the child behaves every other minute.
There was also the launch of the Parasocial Workers Handbook and Training Manuals. These will act as whistleblowers that will report perpetrators behind the child rights violations.
These are people who will be at the village, not as court, not as CDOs, but as people who are going to whistle blow on who that person is that will be abusing children, that will be torturing, that will be neglecting, abandoning, and depriving the children. And then they will make reports to the CDO.
Honorable Kabahenda also put private schools on spot for not admitting disabled learners.
Unfortunately, most of the private schools are not accepting these children. They are claiming they are expensive. They are claiming they don't have facilities for them. They are claiming they don't even have the staff, the human resource to handle children with a disability.
The eve of the day was first marked by Children's Parliament at Kamwenge District Council, where children voiced concerns like early marriages, child labor, teenage pregnancies, and even access to practical teaching in rural schools, among others.
For me, since last term, which is term 1, I never did any practical lesson. Even right now, we are so far now completing. We are so far in the middle of the term while not studying any practical lesson. I don't know how the government can say about that.
The concerns raised during the Children's Parliament were then presented to the Ministry for Gender during the African Child Day celebrations. Some of the supporting partners, UNICEF, Baobab, among others, were concerned on raising cases of child neglect and abuse.
Here in Uganda, in one of the refugee settlements, Baobab's school-based parasocial worker-led model on screening for sexual violence identified and responded to 653 cases in just 5 months.
Despite the measures that have been put in place, there is still abuse of children ongoing. You find that there is either exploitation, there is abuse, there's violence against children, and these are things that are still meeting our children. We are finding that though we are having 80% coverage of children for immunization, what of the 20%? Those are the children that we should look out for.
Uganda has one of the youngest population in the world, with over 56% of children below the age of 18. This demographic profile is a tremendous asset if you invest in our children early and well.
Crispus Adinitwe, UBC News.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Hi, Mango Senior School. We are here to reward one of our winners that paid school fees with Momo, and they got themselves school fees for a whole year.
The winner is my little sister. We loaded the money on my line. We did a payment. So basically that's the story behind as to why it's me and then mom. It's such a relief for any parent, because you imagine sitting at the back and knowing the child is going to do school for a full year. You're not worried about anything whatsoever. So I'm excited. Thank you, MTN.
This is continuous, so please, I call upon everyone to continue paying school fees with Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash and pay school fees with Momo and stand a chance to win school fees for a whole year.
I got to learn about the Powerball through the website www.nationallottery.go.ug. Played Powerball tickets worth 5,000, used an option of Quick Pick, and that's how I was able to be the lucky one to win 35 million. I checked my tickets online and I found out that I had winning numbers. The feeling was incredible and full of excitement. I would advise everyone who is 18 and above that whatever you're seeing here exemplifies reality. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Uganda National Lottery for bringing us this opportunity to win millions.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
On June 12, 2025, Uganda's national budget speech for the financial year 2025-2026 was officially presented to the nation. In response, civil society organizations under the Civil Society Budget Advocacy Group, CSBAG, are hosting a CSO post-budget dialogue on 18th June 2025 starting at 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Join us as we unpack the budget and explore how it aligns with the development needs of the Ugandans. Be part of the national conversation. Our budget, our responsibility. This message is brought to you by CSBAG and partners under the National Budget Month.
uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the rider selection campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Welcome back. You are still watching News Tonight. Uganda will establish a high-tech city within the Kampala metropolitan area to create innovative technology whilst attracting high-tech solutions within creators. The Superintendent Industrial Value Chains Development at the Science, Innovation and Technology Secretariat, Cosmas Muikinze, says the resurgence of innovations and innovators in the country is booming the economy.
Uganda is planning to create a $500 billion US economy to foster growth, focusing on agro-industrialization, science, innovation and technology. Ugandans have embraced science, innovation and technology to equip themselves with knowledge about the science and innovation revolution in the country.
Let's embrace this technology when it really comes in handy. Okay, we shall minimize accidents. We shall cut the costs. Okay, a lot of things have to get involved here. We have to find a solution, okay, on how to increase the number of pilots in a country. And the only way to do it is through simulation.
Creators have invented high-tech solutions through AI, among other programs, which enable various sectors boost their businesses.
Trying to build AI that is sovereign. By sovereign, we mean AI built on infrastructure that exists in Uganda. One of the other things we're looking at is AI that works offline. Anyone who wants to build sovereign AI can copy from us, the whole of Africa.
We are working to build an ecosystem that can make Uganda a global front for manufacture of sensors of any kind. And
Uganda seems to have high qualified innovators on high-tech products on the market.
Looking at now is the progress that we've made in the Industry 4.0 Plus Bureau. Now, the name should point you to the kind of innovations that we have here, because we're in the 4th Industrial Revolution and beyond. So we're looking at those high-tech innovations, and we chose specific focus areas which we thought would give us a quick leap. One of them is electronics manufacturing.
Speaking to innovators from Wama Aero Innovations and Wera Innovators Limited, innovators call for government intervention.
We're here to showcase our services in flight simulators designed and made by Wama Aeros here in Uganda. Flight simulators are training devices that help people who want to learn about flying, who want to learn about aviation, prepare them before they join the aviation schools.
The raw materials, we have the scientists, but we never had confidence that we can make something as useful as this. So we have come to challenge the status quo, and we have started making some of these products that you see.
Other participants in the expo shared their thoughts, calling for increased awareness on the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda.
Embracing is a bit slow, reason being there's a big awareness gap that we need to close, and we cannot close it alone. That's why we join other partners that are in the same kind of business to make sure we have the same voice and speak the same language for the customers to understand us, as well as for government to give us a bigger platform to do this kind of business.
The Science Week to showcase our products. Those are the bikes, the cars, and all the other fintech services we have, and how best they can be important to the people here, to the students that have come here today, which is the safest option for them to use when they are going to school or coming back from home, or in the holidays. How can their parents track them and make sure that they are safe?
The 5-day Science and Innovation Week at Kololo Independence Grounds is on the theme Made in Uganda, Innovation to Market. Cayenne Faith, Mike Bakabulindi for UBC.
Uganda Cancer Institute has inaugurated a new board led by Professor Damali Nakanjako in a ceremony attended by Minister for Health Dr. Jen Ruther Cheng. Dr. Jen Ruther Cheng reiterated the Ministry of Health support for the institute, highlighting government's commitment to improving healthcare services. The new board led by Professor Damali Nakanjako will steer the institute to provide comprehensive cancer care and expand access to quality treatment.
Specifically permitted by the President, so help me God.
Cancer Institute expanded. There is a lot of information that the public does not know. There are too many services going on there that the public does not know. Sometimes it even takes me myself a little bit of effort to know what is going on there. So we need you to communicate to the public what is going on at the Uganda Cancer Institute. Many of you will be surprised that after the terrible saga of the radiotherapy machine, the Cobalt 60, now we have over four LINAC accelerators. 4 LINAC accelerators. Nobody out there knows. Nobody knows. You have many other big equipment procured by the government of Uganda. And people are getting services. Nobody knows. Can we please communicate? Because the people out there are actually our voices. When one person knows, then the information will go to the next people. The other important thing is for you to ensure that the regional centers open up and are operational. The regional center in Gulu was completed. It is not yet fully functional.
Welcome, my fellow board members. I'm really eager to collaborate with you. I believe that each of you has a special place in their heart at the Cancer Institute and a special thing that you want to bring to the Cancer Institute. Because cancer is something that we have all experienced in one way or another. We have been a patient, or we have had a patient, we have had a relative, and this is something that is not a story, but it is reality when we say we want to serve humanity.
Meanwhile, government is committed to ending tuberculosis by 2030 with support from the World Health Organization. Public sensitization efforts will be intensified to educate local communities on TB prevention.
Evelyn Tobananuka, World Health Organization TB Technical Officer, emphasized this commitment at the Uganda TB Strategic Plan Workshop at Kavira Country Club, Kampala.
As a community, as the society, we need to make sure that we support all families or everyone who is at a risk of having TB, or those who have TB. We support them with economic empowerment, with food security, and all what we need to make sure that the poverty levels have reduced. Now to the people with TB, I will start. TB is curable and treatable.
Dr. Tobananuka urged Ugandans to stop discriminating against TB patients, especially those with HIV, noting the harm to their morale and well-being.
TB does not mean that you have HIV, or does not necessarily mean that you will get HIV, and having HIV does not necessarily mean that you are going to get TB.
Dr. Byaruhanga Raymond said the workshop aimed to use data to develop the National TB Strategic Plan.
That's where now we develop this strategic direction, and working together with our government, I know we've seen already a good positive indication from the government of Uganda in terms of supporting the TB and TB fight.
Dr. Katamba Achilles called for better data on people with both TB and HIV.
Because definitely we shall identify gaps, but those are the gaps that need to now be removed.
Vision Fund Uganda has unveiled a new health initiative dubbed Micro Health Insurance, aimed at improving access to healthcare for 7 groups within refugee communities. The launch held this evening at Fairway Hotel in Kampala comes at a time when the government is grappling with reduced international funding support for refugees.
Was really moved the vision from just a document to reality. Okay.
We believe in brighter futures for children as an institution, and this launch of the micro health insurance really aligns to our mission. We've so far reached out to over 65,000 clients, of whom over 60% are women, and we've so far been able to impact more than 345,000 children through our different initiatives.
The product is very, very important because it will enable somebody to meet the expenses of his medical costs without affecting his other businesses that is handled. You heard one of the speakers saying that you are one call away. A disease is one disease can make you get poverty stricken. So this will help you to maintain your business without touching your capital.
So for us as a board, really, we're especially proud of this milestone, which here aligns with Vision Fund's mission. And it responds directly to the intersect between the vulnerable faces of our community that sometimes the business world does not serve, where illnesses cannot do years of hard work. I think Sandra Bo said you are just one medical situation away, from poverty.
Why we didn't think about it at this time, I don't even know. And that it is needed in our communities is just long ago. So we should thank Vision Fund and this team for this innovation.
You got us on your wallet. Bobby, again! What's the drama?
Drama? Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SIGs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders, June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders. No! F-bomb-B! Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Hi, Mango Senior School. We are here to reward one of our winners that paid school fees with Momo, and they got themselves school fees for a whole year.
The winner is my little sister. We loaded the money on my line. We did a payment. So basically that's the story behind as to why it's me and then mom. It's such a relief for any parent, because you imagine sitting at the back and knowing the child is going to do school for a full year. You're not worried about anything whatsoever. So I'm excited. Thank you, MTN.
This is continuous, so please, I call upon everyone to continue paying school fees with Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash and pay school fees with Momo and stand a chance to win school fees for a whole year.
All eyes on Abidjan for the 16th General Assembly of the African Union of Broadcasting, AUB. At the heart of the discussions, Africa's leading voices in broadcasting and media. Theme: Empowering African Media, Strategies for Financial Resilience, Technological Growth and Content Innovation. Abidjan will also host the Grand Night of the AUB Media Awards 2025. Let yourself be captivated by Côte d'Ivoire, the legendary stadiums, the golden beaches of Assigna, the majestic Basilica of Yamoussoukro, and of course, the unforgettable taste of achaka with grilled fish and the irresistible Kajeno chicken. Where media meets a vibrant Africa. See you soon in Côte d'Ivoire.
Minister of State for Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Fred Wino Chakulaga, has officially announced the 2025 vanilla harvest season, which will run from the 18th of June to the 18th of September. He was addressing the media at Uganda Media Center, where he urged farmers to harvest only mature vanilla.
Uganda is well positioned to become a leading global supplier of reliable, high-quality vanilla, especially as buyers seek alternatives to vanilla's volatile supply. Farmers must selectively harvest only fully mature vanilla beans to ensure quality and avoid penalties. Claims that there are desert locusts in Oromo, Kitgum district are false. We picked samples. Those insects that are in Oromo belong to the family to which desert locusts belong. I can say it in simple language that they belong to the grasshopper family.
Brought to you by
And our Sailfish Swim Club has crowned champions for the second time in a row at the Sailfish Masters Swimming Gala after delivering a spirited and commendable performance of the second edition of the Sailfish Masters Swimming Gala held at Amboseli International School in Bugolobi.
The event that attracted over 200 swimmers from 17 clubs saw Sailfish Swim Club gather 2,894 points, followed by Formidable Swim Club 2,116.25 points, while Malta Swim Club rounded up the top three with 1,137 points.
Lots of good vibes, the weather's amazing, the facility's really good, and we're swimming some really good times. Myself personally, I've done a few PBs from this year and I'm really happy. I am a bit fluish, as you can hear, but enjoying the vibe, the atmosphere, the competition, and everything. And then also the medals, you know, loving getting the gold medals as always. And the design, once again, really good. Love how Ugandan clubs take the time to really put in effort into the medal itself, and just enjoying everything that there is to offer.
It helps all the swimmers to get to know their times. Have they done better? Have they added on time? And at the end of the day, these are the swimmers, the top swimmers in every age group. These are the people they look at when they're sorting out the swimmers who will be going for the international masters.
This is quite different from the first edition, of course, because the first edition, as you can hear, first edition, there was a bit of things to learn, and we've changed that. Also, in terms of numbers, this has attracted more numbers and more sponsors. Last year we had 167 swimmers. This year we've hit 248 swimmers. The reason we encourage adults to swim is for three main reasons. One, to promote a healthy lifestyle. Two, we are fighting drowning. Of course, drowning prevention, that is key because we're surrounded by a lot of water in Uganda. And reason number three is, of course, the competitiveness, because after this, we have some swimmers that will represent the country at the Africa Aquatics Zone 3 Championships, which will happen in October in Kenya. So this gives an opportunity for the athletes who are looking forward to going for that event to see where they are in terms of their...
The event had a strong blend of competitiveness, fun, entertainment, and a spirit of community and inclusiveness among the participants.
That does it for News Tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. Elizabeth Nakakoni on Sign Language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Have yourselves a lovely night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Agriculture is Uganda's economic backbone, employing about 70% of the working population and contributing 20% of the GDP. As the world becomes a digital global village, ICT has proven to increase productivity in the agricultural value chain. UKUSAF, through its Strategic Plan 3, recognizes the importance of access and usage of ICT-based tools, information and knowledge for farmers by